Welcome back. In this lab, we will create a simple Python Lambda function that triggers once we upload photos or files to the ZTM-lab bucket. We will also create an SNS topic that will send us an email letting us know the file was uploaded successfully. You can find the Python code in the resources section of this course. Let's get started. In our main console, we can click on Services, scroll down to Compute, and click on Lambda. This will take us to our Lambda console. As always, you can bookmark this by clicking on the star next to the service name. Currently, we do not have any Lambda functions created. Let's change that. We can click on the Create Function button, and in this new window, you will see 4 options to choose from. We will have the author from scratch, use a blueprint, a container image, and browse serverless app repo. For this lab, we will be using the author from scratch option. I'll name my function my Lambda function. Here, we can select our runtime language, and we will be using the Python 3.9 option. We can leave the architecture as x86, which is the Intel-based. We can change our default execution role by clicking on this arrow. Here, we can create a new IAM role for our Lambda function so that it has the necessary permissions for our lab. We will choose Create a New Role from AWS Policy Templates. I will simply call my IAM role my Lambda function, just to keep the naming scheme the same. The first permission I will add will be the S3 Object Read-Only permissions. This permission is needed so that we can see what is in the bucket. The next permission we will add will be the SNS Publish Policy. This permission will allow us to trigger the SNS topic that will eventually send us an email. We won't need to configure anything in the advanced settings, so everything looks good. We can go ahead and click on Create Function. In this new window, we can scroll down and paste in our Python code. Again, you can find this Python code in the resources section of this course. We can click on File and then click on Save. We will also click on Deploy to deploy our code changes. Taking a quick look at the code, it is simply printing a statement that saying we have uploaded our file successfully. We have now successfully created our Lambda function and our IAM role. We can now go to our S3 console. Let's click on our ZTM-lab bucket. We created this bucket in a previous lab, so we can just reuse the bucket here. Currently, we don't have any files in this bucket, which is fine. We will upload some shortly. Let's click on the Properties tab. Scroll down till we see Event Notifications. We can click on the Create Event Notification. I will name my event my Lambda function, just to keep everything the same. Under Event Types, I will only select the Put option. Here, we are specifying the event type that will trigger our event notification. As you can see, there are several types of events like object removal, object restore, and replication. Let's scroll down till we see destination. What do you think we will select? Well, if you remember the slide, our S3 bucket is triggering the Lambda function. So we will choose the Lambda function. Down here, we can select the actual Lambda function. All right, everything looks good. So I will click on Save Changes. We get a notification saying we have successfully created our event. If we scroll back down to Event Notifications, we can see our brand new event listed here. If we go back to our Lambda function tab and click on Refresh, we can now see our S3 bucket event notification as a trigger. Now let's go to the SNS Service console. Let's click on Create Topic. We can select our SNS topic to be a standard type. And I will name this topic my Lambda function topic. We can leave everything as it is because we don't need to configure it for this lab, and we can click on Create Topic. Our topic is now created. we can go ahead and add a subscriber. Let's scroll down and click on Create Subscription. For our protocol, we will choose email. I will enter my email in ztmaws@gmail.com. Notice we do have to confirm the email before the SNS service sends messages to this email. We will go ahead and click on Create Subscription. As you can see, the status is pending confirmation. So we will have to go to our email tab and confirm the email. I will open up the email and click on the link to confirm the subscription. This opens up a new tab with a confirmation stating we have successfully confirmed our email. We can go back to our Lambda function. Under the function overview, I will click on Add Destination option. We can leave the source as async or asynchronous, but for our condition, we will select on success. The reason we are doing this is because I want to show you when the service is working. So we can successfully upload a file to our S3 bucket, we should get an email. Our destination type will be an SNS topic, and we will choose the topic we just created. We can go ahead and click on Save. So what do you think we need to do next? That's right, we need to upload an image to our S3 bucket to trigger our Lambda function and the SNS service. Let's go to the S3 bucket and upload some files. Under the Objects tab, we can simply drop in some files that we want to upload. These are images I obviously took. I will scroll down and upload and click on Upload. They are now successfully uploaded. We can now go back to our email and click on Refresh. We should now see 2 emails. If we look through our emails, we can see a lot of information, but if we look for the key, we can see the name of the image that was uploaded. We can also see our payload, which says Files Uploaded Successfully. Pretty awesome, right? If we go back to our Lambda function, we can click on the Monitor tab, and we can click on the Refresh button. Here, it will tell us information like invocation count and the duration of how long the function took to execute, and many other metrics. If we click on the logs, we have timestamps along with the name of the function that executed and the amount of memory that was used to execute the function. Note, this may take a minute or two to update, but it will update with the information. Just to quickly recap what we did. We were able to upload some files to our ZTM-lab bucket that triggered our Lambda function. Then our Lambda function triggered our SNS service to send out an email to our subscriber, letting them know that the files were uploaded successfully, all in an automated and serverless way. I hope in this video you got more hands-on with this lab and feel comfortable creating Lambda functions. I'll see you in the next video.